Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a thumbnail like this in Blender. But before we begin, there will be a couple things to say. One, you will not have these morphs, which you can apply what I teach you to whatever morphs you choose or get for commission or personal work or whatever. Uh, Second thing, these rocks and these textures all free. You have to make a Megascans account and an Epic Games account or whatever. But it's free though, so no hassle there. But yeah, let's dive right into this. So what you want to do is you want to go to Epic Games or whatever, download it, and also download the launcher. No, this is not sponsored by Epic Games or Quixel. This is just how you get the Megascans. Anyway, so once you do that, you go to Quixel.com and you use your Epic Games stuff to sign in. Then once you get that, you go ahead and download the bridge. Once you download the bridge, it's free. You could then get access to a crap load of stuff. So let me just show you, like literally everything in Showcase right now is all free. You can use all of this, and if you're not using any of this stuff, you are missing out. So for the tutorial, I'm using stuff like this, and yeah, so you can literally grab all this stuff and create what you need for your GFX. So make sure you do that before you continue on with this tutorial. And if you need help doing that or you're being stuck, just go to the comments, check the Discords or whatever, add me, all that. Alright guys, we're going to get to the part where we start texturing and rigging the character. Honestly, I will not be showing you how to completely rig, but I will give you the basis. So in one of my tutorials, I will link it in the description along with the file. You will get a R15 rig. And with this R15 rig, you can rotate. Let me just get out that. You can rotate like regular, all that. So once you get that rig, what you want to do is you just line up you import your mesh or your morph. You line it up correctly. So, make sure nothing's clipping like this and all that stuff. Take your time with that. Once you have that done, select the mesh part, then select the body part, Control P, and set parent to object. Always do that. And then once you have that, it'll be rigged. Now, say you want to start from scratch, so what you want to do is Shift H to solo your selection, and go into tab to go into edit mode or whatever, and select the middle vertex. So this will be the joint that it rotates off of. What you want to do is you want to Shift S, cursor to selected, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And what that will do, that will change the rotation axis to be that right there, its origin point, its axis point. So that way when you rotate, it rotates off the joint that it will make sense to rotate off of. Rather than say if your origin was right here, then it rotates, set origin to 3D cursor right there, and then you rotate and it rotates off that. No, that's wrong. You don't want to do that. So that's why we put the origins right there, like how with a normal body. Yep, and you do that for almost all the mesh parts. And with this, I usually go for right here, set my origin right there, or I press these two, so that way it can center right there. And then what you would do is you would select this, and you control, you'd parent this to this, you parent the hand to this, like how a normal body is. The hand is parented to your forearm is parented to your shoulder is parented to your joint, just like that. So rigging 101, the most basic stuff. I'm not a rigger, but yeah, that's how you do that. Then once you have that done, again, select your armor, select this, Control P. Wow, that is the most basic way I could explain this. That is not in detail. If you want to do it from start to scratch, I will link a tutorial for that in the description. But I will not be going over it completely in this tutorial. So I want to keep this kind of short, sweet, and knowledgeable. So, yep. So once you have that done, you did all that. Now we're going to get to texturing. So first things first, always have a light source when you are texturing. How do we do that? We go to a site called Polyhaven, or it used to be HDR Haven. Shout out to all the OGs, I know what I'm talking about. Go to HDR Haven, browse the HDRs, all completely free. So one thing to look out for. When you're looking at these, what you really want to look for is the shader balls, which is these 4 balls right here. Okay. You select the image, you select the shader ball, and you look at the shadows, and you really try to find like, oh hey, if you like that one, you look at the reflections, you look at the shadows, and you look at the light color. That's how I base my selections of HDRs. So, like personally, I'd probably rock with. That's too bright. It's too bright. This to me is too bright. Look how it's bounced. Look how it's on the shader ball. I don't like that. Let's see what else. Here's one that I do like. I like the color of the lights. I like the soft shadows. I like that, and I like the subtle reflection on this right here. Yep. So so I would pick that one right there if I was to go ahead and render with it. This one right here, you can look at the shadows, how it's really soft. Look at the lights, pretty soft warm lighting. And I will show you one more. Let's go one with a little more harsh shadows. If you're that type of person that likes the harsh shadows, then hey, that's all you. Personally, the shadows right here are way too harsh for me, so I would not pick this. The reflection is like, see, I don't like that. I would not pick that. So what you want to do is you want to find, holy crap, Discord shut up. Guess I gotta quit. Okay, so yeah, find what you like and always experiment. If you don't like how one HDR is showing, okay, grab another one and go back to it. If you want to know how to download them, just select it. You know, use 2K or 4K, don't go 8 or 16 or 1K. Always go 2 or 4. And always do EXR, not HDR. EXR is way more information, way more light information. Download that and make sure you have a folder for all your HDR so you can stay organized. So yeah, that's that. Go ahead and download what you want to download. Go back to Blender. And let's say you don't know how to open this tab right here. You shouldn't be on this tutorial if you don't know. But, you know, knowledge is knowledge. What you want to do is go top left right here in this area. Drag out. It's like this. Go to Shader Editor. And then up here you should be in world mode. So we can grab our HDRs and stuff. So let's do Shift A. Search Environment Image. There's an image texture, and you use this for like regular textures on an object. But when it comes to HDRs, you use a environment texture. Let's plug this into the color. You can just open up your Photo Explorer, find where your HDRs are, and should have HDR Haven right here, or Polyhaven now. You can just drag and drop, and you can just plug that. Oh, whoops. That won't work. So let's see. I use the wow. Okay, I use this one for this render, the Autumn Park one. Yep. So plug that in. Then we can go into rendered mode. Go ahead and set your samples. I'm using 3.0, so it will look different for you. Just look for viewport samples, and I set mine to 500. I would suggest the same, or 256. Don't stick to 32, which is the default. Go higher. Go higher if you can. If your computer is even whack at that, then just do Control B and minus a little section, so that way it can speed up faster with your renders, so you can actually view. Another thing, go to Edit. Let's go to Preferences. Let's go to let's look for, what was it called? All right, Node Wrangler. Go to Node Wrangler, turn it on. Always have this on. Node Wrangler is awesome. It will save you a lot of time. So select the HDR. Let's press Control T, and now we can rotate our HDR and all that stuff. One thing I forgot to mention: if your background is not transparent, go to under Render Properties, and it should be under Film. Oh right, Transparent right here. Make sure that is unchecked. Make sure that is checked, not unchecked. Transparent glass as well, if you're using glass. And I'm going to rotate my HDR so we can have a better look. I like this. Yes. Okay. Now to actual texturing. Go back into object mode. Ignore all this. Let's delete this, honestly. I want you guys to go ahead and grab a bump texture now though. So what you want to do is go to a site called Ambient TG, just go into the metals area. This is all free, by the way. Also, I forgot to mention, if you have bridge, you can just go to bridge, and there should be metals here under surfaces. There's metals. Oh no, there's gold. I think if you just search metals, it'll pop up, but right here in the categories, there you go. And it'll be even better if there was surface imperfections. Let's see. There we go, surface imperfection. There we go. So what you want to do is you want to download these right here. You want to pretty much get all you can if you want. Only get 2K, don't get 4K, because you want to save on memory when you're rendering. Anyway, so download these. Let's say you get this one right here. Go ahead and download 2K res, and once you do that, you can just right click, open file location, and then you can just drag and drop that in here. And let's act like you have the same texture I have. And yeah, but we're going to ignore that for now. We're just setting it up. If your morphs have a texture with it, we're going to start with that first. Well, this is only for morphs with texture in it. It won't be for anything different. Let's start with the helmet, because I want to show you guys something. Let me just copy this over. Control C, select helmet, Control V. Okay. So say your morphs come with a texture like this. Bam. Boom. Pretty cool texture. Shout out to MOXTZ Mox for making it. He made this this morph. I can't give it away, of course. But you can apply all this stuff to whatever you use. So we can make this look a lot better, honestly, and a lot more realistic. Because, you know, this is straight from Roblox, and it has its Roblox limitations of 512, all that crap. So let's go ahead and first off make the visor actually reflective. How do we do that? Let's select our helmet. Let's go into shading mode. Oh geez. Okay, if you're having this problem right here, select your mesh, go to the material settings, go to settings, and wait a minute, where is it at? Oh no. It should say under, like, let me go to Eve real quick. It might show that under Eve. Okay, under settings, it should be, go to Eve, under blend mode, set to opaque. That should fix that. I don't know why I didn't see the cycles. Then we can go back to cycles, and yeah, that's usually how I do it. There's some other cycle settings you can play with probably to fix that. Anyway, select your helmet. Let's go into edit mode by pressing tab, press 3 to go into face, and you select all the visor parts. And once you have all your visor parts selected, approach shift and just drag over to unselect stuff you don't need as a visor. Or shift click. If this tutorial feels really fast for you, this is not a basic tutorial. Just try your best to follow along and come back to certain stuff, ask questions in the comments. Always do that. There will be a tutorial where I go from start to finish, like from ground up, but not this one, because this I can't give you guys this morph to follow along with. That is the only reason why. Anyway, once you have your visor selected, make a new material, go to new, rename it to visor, and assign. Now, why is this white? Let's make our visor actually reflective, so turn the specular up, turn the roughness down. Let's make the color black, because the visors in the Clone Wars are black. Bam, it's a visor now. Let's Control S to save our scene. Let's go into render mode, see how it looks. Bam, there we go. Bada bang, bada bow. Now, let's select, if you can't see your OG texture, just select it right here. And now we can spice in this helmet up. Let me see the texture that I'm working with. What I always do to test is I'll plug the surface I imported into the surface, the texture I imported. Bam. So this is what I want for our bump, and roughness, I guess. Anyway, so say if your texture is just not looking right, press Control T and play with your scales, and always have even scales. Okay, if it's 2, make them all 2. If it's 3, make them all 3. If it's 100, make them all 100. Okay, so play with your scales, and then you can also set this to box. That could work, or is it not box? It is box. Linear. No, that's the same. Hold on. Wait. All right, box, and don't use UV, use object. So that's a quick way to, like, if your UV is messed up when you use this method, switch to object and switch your mode to box. Anyway, I'm going back to flat, going back to UV. I mean, I could have stuck with box, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that if you ever run into that problem. So in Cinema 4D, all the guys know that's called cubic mapping. Like you guys know. Anyway, so now that our UV is right, texture it wraps around well, we can plug this into a bump. Let's plug this back in to the surface. Shift A, look for a bump map. Plug that in. Now attributes. Bump, 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 and then we can plug this into normal. And our bump is too strong, and we should probably invert this. There we go. So let's turn the strength down. I use like super low strength a lot because it's really, it's not that noticeable. We just want that subtle detail. And now most of the time when you import something from ROBLOX, the specular is always like 0. So make sure this is up to at least half. And second thing, these helmets are not completely rough, so we want to bring this down. Make it a little bit shiny. Shout out to the shinies, your boy Fives, if y'all watch Clone Wars. So yeah, bam. Now what we also want to do is we want to import a map for our roughness, because that has its own little thingy. So let's go to bridge. You can use ambient CG if you want. You can use bridge, but I'm going to use bridge. Just let's see, I want to use this right here, or this. Yep, I want to use this. So I download this, and when it downloads, then I just right click, go to files, view extra large. This is the texture right here, so I just drag this in. Bam. Now plug this into the surface. Also, let's set this to non-color because it's black and white. And you can probably pick something better. Anyway, put that into the roughness. Plug this back into the surface. And there we go. It has a nice little breakup from before. Let's look at it from this angle. Select right here. Unplug it. Bam. Plug it back up. Bam. Just a little extra realism to it. And that's just how you modify these. And we can go an extra step by adding our RGB curves and plugging that right in between these two, so that way we can adjust the levels of our roughness map. We can make it lower we go, the more reflective we can have it. Higher we go, less rough. I usually just bring it down a little bit. So yeah, that's that. And then we can just select all of this and Control C or right click and copy. Go to the morph. Let's just right click, paste, and plug everything back in. Normal, rough, base color. Same thing here. This is the old one I used. Oh, so I did use the same bump map for my roughness, but you don't want to do that usually. You always want to have it different or combine it, and that'll be for a different tutorial. Anyway, so most of the credit of this armor work is to the person that actually textured this. We are just adding some additions to make it look better for our render, that's all. Okay, And that's it for the texturing. There's one more thing I forgot to cover, and that is the blocky body. So usually clone troopers, they have an undersuit. Honestly, I went lazy, super lazy. I just grabbed some Clone Wars thing. Like some Clone Wars mesh. Let's see. I mean, yeah, like this slug wrap from ROBLOX. And put it that, use that as a texture, but you can go for like actual some like pattern that you think will look good with that. So it's usually black. Put a noise on there. Let's see, where's the noise? Plug it into the surface. I'm gonna bring my scale down. We're gonna detail up, roughness down, distortion up a little bit. Control T. I want to see something. I want to like scale it like this and bring it up like that, because they look like little microfibers in the actual suits and stuff like that. There we go. There we go. I like that. This will be our bump. So then we can add a bump. Put in normal. Put this in. Again, if you don't know how I got this, the texture coordinate mapping, I select the noise texture and I press Control T. That's all I did. The point of having it like this was, again, because to have it look like microfibers coming out. So now I can plug this back in. And oh, I put it in the strength. I'm going to put in the height. Bam. Then we can bring down the strength, because that is way too strong. Then I'd probably like increase the roughness, because yeah. Boom. And that's our texture clone trooper. Let me go back to world mode, experiment with the lighting. And that's it for the character texturing, character texting. And now we move on to making the scene. Yeah, it is. Regarding a gun, just import a DC-15S from Studio and follow along, I guess. Also, if you want to follow along in another way, you could just go to Studio, type in morph, type in clone trooper morph, type in any other kind of morph you want to, and export it and test it out and see and go with it. Like, use that for practice, you know. Now I want to say that now before we get into the scene setup, so you can do everything I just said regarding this character texturing and rigging. So do that now. Then when you're done with that, come back to this tutorial and follow this part. So yeah, make sure you're ready to follow along. Anyway, now what we're going to do, set up the scene. So let's make a plane first. Let me just hide this or put it with this. First off, Shift S, cursor to world origin if it's not. So that way, when we make a plane, it's directly in the middle. Let's Shift A, let's mesh and make a plane. So, sometimes what you can do is, let's see, let me open up your ref. Close Discord. Let's see. What I do is I do like battle scene or battle wallpaper, and I would take something that I like and I would apply the posing to my reference. So I could do like Star Wars battle. I'm not going to pick one out right now, but I'm just going to tell you what you can do. So like this one, you could just spawn in, clone a bunch of stormtroopers and pose them and do that. This I wouldn't recommend because the character is facing away from the camera. Now, I mean, of course you can do it where he's facing towards the camera. This is a fire one right here. What you want to look at when you look for references, what you want to find is a good character focus. You know, like good angles and stuff like that. Like this is a fire one, and this is a fire one right here, and yeah, this one right here is a fire one that you could, you know, you make it a Jedi Sith or it's the Sith Empire wallpaper. You go with that. This one is also fire. For my next thumbnail, I'm probably going to go with something like this, and that will be recorded, and I will show you the process. It won't be a tutorial, but it'll be a process. But yeah, so not for this tutorial, but for any future GFX you do, grab a reference and follow the posing that they do. It's going to be tricky because it's a Roblox character, but you can still do it. Anyway, I don't need this up for now. This is called pure reference. It's like you can just type it in on Google, get it. You can pay like $1 to get it. Just get that. It always helps. Anyway, scale it up, and you don't need the plane to be that big. Actually, I forgot to mention, I changed my style up a little bit. Instead of making the poses first, instead of making the plane and the environment first, I do my poses first now. And let me tell you, it helps a lot doing your poses first. So let me just select all this. So I did Z wireframe, B to select. Restart. Okay, do it slow if you don't know. I press Z, I go to wireframe, then I press B, then I press B again with Shift to deselect the plane, and I just press Shift D to clone the character and move it over. I want this character in this space, and I want the cursor over here. I want to leave this character over here because he will act as the backup, and I don't want to move this rig in case I have to import another armor. I need to delete this stuff and rig it, so I'll always keep the R6 or the R15 in the middle, so that way if I need to import another one, I can rig it real fast because it's already set up. Anyway, once that's done, I like to get my poses ready. So I don't remember what I did by complete heart in my thumbnail, but we're going to just try to mimic it as much as we can. This is my main character. Actually, what I also do is I just Shift D, put a bunch down. Let me also Shift A, get a camera going, Control Alt 0 on the numpad to get that in, to fit the camera to the view. Let's go to my render properties, output properties, and make it 1920 by 1080 or 16 by 9. This is the default that you should always use. You should not use anything else unless you can afford to, like resource wise. Anyway, so I do that. Oh, I don't know why I do this. I can just go, actually, yeah, let's just move it like this. So my thumbnails, I always do a down camera facing up most of the time. Bam, I like that. No, I can delete the plane, don't need it right now. Just focus strictly on posing. Let's see. I press R twice sometimes just to rotate, and I always in local view to rotate as well. I know people have problems with posing, just practice. It'll be good there. There's no sweet science to it. If you need some help doing pose, literally stand up right now and get in the pose in real life and just do it. That's if you're really having trouble with that. But yeah, like, I know some people have a hard time with it. I never had a hard time with it, to be honest, but yeah. So that's that. Again, for this weapon, you can just import any weapon from Studio and apply the same techniques. Matter of fact, I have an armor texturing tutorial that you can watch and apply for anything metal, regarding like metal and stuff. So literally, it works for a lot of situations, and it's really fire. So bam, 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 bam. I might fast forward this, I don't know. I'm not gonna do that. This might take up a lot of time because I do want this to be short. I don't want a 2-hour long tutorial. Not for this. I guess I'll just talk to you guys while I pose. Just go ahead and skip this if you want to, because there will be timestamps in the description. But I guess I'll just chat. So man, how you guys been, bro? Like, I haven't been active at all, and I've never been active, to be honest with you. Last time I was legit active on YouTube was like 2017 to 2018, and I just fell off the face of the earth. I have not been serious with it. But I'm trying, man. I'm trying. So I really like teaching, to be honest with you. And I have like a lot of free time now, or better time management, to where I can actually focus and have the motivation to do it. But yeah. So if I look right here, I kind of like this pose, but I want it to be to the left more. I don't want it to be directly in the center of the frame. Shout out to anyone that knows anything about cameras and any camera techniques, you know, compositing. Shout out to those people. I want to bring it down more, bring it up. Stupid. Let's try it again. Okay, like that. So I'm going to take same character, press B, Shift D, place some characters in places that I will want poses. Put everyone there, maybe bring them closer. Yeah, I want that guy closer. I want this to be a guy maybe on a rock up here. And this is where using these comes in handy. So you basically do the posing like you would see in the reference, and then you build your environment around it. I mean, this might be a completely backwards thing to do, because what makes sense is to build your environment first, then do all your posing. But personally, like, I like doing this. Maybe we can fit another character in. I want this guy maybe standing on a cliff, rock beam, or rock. Because I remember having that in the thumbnail. There was a guy just standing on a rock. Just straight blast, you feel me? But yeah. Okay. This is... might delete this guy. Stick with that. I'm tired. It's like 7 o'clock. Just booted Texas too. It's real nice out here. Okay, I guess I'll fast forward. But yeah, you can just pose, man. Just have fun posing, I guess. That's all it is. Okay, now that our posing is set up, I'm only going to do 3 characters for the sake of time. I'm just getting this thumbnail out the way. I don't need to do a bunch, honestly. I'm just going to readjust my camera because I want this character more in frame all the way to the left. And since I'm doing only 3, I guess I can have the guy in the middle a bit more. And if you need some help sometimes, you can turn on safe areas. Oh wait, where's the freaking rule of thirds? Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. Compositing guides. So go into here and just kind of check center and thirds. This helps. Now in traditional camera stuff or videography, I might get this wrong. So if you went to college for all this or really learned it, prepare to cringe, because yeah. So I want this guy in the middle. He's kind of taking up middle space. I want some guy on the left. And this guy's in the top, I guess. I mean, yeah, it works. But yeah, you want to kind of fill it up a little bit, especially with your center guy in focus. The reason at first I said why I want the guy on the left, because when I was doing film, you always want the person, your subject, to be in this like area right here. Bop, bop, that. Yeah. So that might have been cringe if you actually know the knowledge better than me, but yeah. Anyway. So now we can make our plane and get to work on this environment. So Shift A. Let's make a plane. Let's bring it down. Just press S to scale it. Now, if you remember my OG Cinema 4D tutorials, then you know exactly what I'm about to do. I kind of want to bring it up to the foot more. So press 1 on your numpad to get this back or front view. 3, 9 to flip it around. 1, 9. Doesn't have to be perfect, of course. Honestly, I'm going to turn off the grid, so I'm off the grid. So go to your viewport overlays, turn off floor. I'll turn off the axes too, because I really don't need them. And same thing over here. So where is it at? Right here, floor. Turn off the axes points. Yeah. So now we can open up Quicksilver Bridge. Okay, you need Quicksilver Bridge to follow this along. If you can't, then if you still don't have it, still having troubles, and it's just not working out for you, I will tell you this now. Just go to ambient CG, find some sand type of textures or whatever. Not, I'm on meta right now, so go to sand, and you can also type in go to a free 3D model site. Just type in free cliff rock 3D models and find whatever you can, and if it's nice, put it in your scene. That's as best I can explain it. If you're having too much problems with your Epic Games Quicksilver Bridge thing. But I promise you, if you get this, which is again completely free, this will take your game up to a whole new level. So do it. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Anyway, first things first, we need to sculpt our terrain a little bit. So let's select our terrain. Let's control A, reset the scaling. Let's go into tab, right click. Let's go to subdivide and subdivide it. We could probably give it I want to give it 8 subdivisions. Doesn't need that much. And if we need to go higher, we can just subdivide again. Then we can go into sculpting and just sculpt this up some, bring the ground up. Is it moving, bro? Need to upload. Increase my strength. What the heck? Oh, for some reason it's working right there. Okay, we need to subdivide it more then. So actually we'll just add a deep surface. So yeah, just add that, bring it up once again, and then go to sculpting. And I can just press Control to do the instead of bring it up, bring it down, so the opposite. Yeah, and like this guy, because he's standing on a little rock thing, so maybe I can bring it up some. And then you want some unevenness. You don't want it to be truly just one flat plane surface. And then I can bring this down. I'm going to apply that subdivision. Sculpting again. I can bring the strength back down to 50. There we go. And adjust that. Smooth it out, so just hold shift to smooth it out. And again, I'm going to put a rock right here, so we don't need to worry about that. Press F to change size. And just bring it down. Hold shift to smooth it out. That's it. That's all you need to do. And then I can add a decimate to it and unsubdivide, because I feel like we don't need a little bit much. Let's go to viewport overlays and turn on wireframe and just go to unsubdivide and increase the iterations. That is all I want to do, just 2. That is it. Okay. And then I want to kind of, no, that's good actually. Let's see. Now we can bring in a texture. Turn off wireframe. I can go into my render mode now. If you don't render really fast, just press Control B and drag it over your camera, and you can only render that. So it helps that. And if you still taking too long, Control V and only do this part, because we only need the ground to render. But yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, let's go to bridge now, and let's just find a texture that we can use for our ground. I want to use this. I already have it downloaded, I think, so right click, go to files, and now in case you don't know, go to shade editor, select the ground, let's go to object, let's apply a material to it, name it ground. Now for me, bridges like export tool, like directly export to Blender, doesn't work so well, and for me it just bugs out completely. So I'll just show you the manual way to do it. So all you gotta do is this right here is called displacement. So you just no, because we have node wrangler, we can select our principal shader, Control Shift T, and let's see, I can just copy the link. So then I can go here and just Control V, and I can just select all these. Actually, you just need one displacement, one normal, one roughness, one albedo. That is all you need. Make sure you got the displacement EXR. Okay. Now that's done. We need to fix our ground because wow, that is not looking good. Let's increase the scale. 5, just like I said earlier, keep all your scales the same. 5, 5. I don't think we need to change the Z. Okay, it doesn't work well at all. Let's add a subdivision surface so we can do displacement. So add a subdivision. Go to, all right, in your feature set, do experimental. Now, if your Blender bugs out right here, do not do this. Do not do this part, okay? Because experimental does not work for some people, and it just fails completely. If you have a good GPU, use GPU. If you don't, just stick to CPU. You might hear my fans running. Anyway, turn off creases. Use adaptive subdivision. Under your material settings, we have to go to the settings right here. Under displacement, we have to change that to actual displacement. Now, if we render this out real quick, open up Task Manager. You want to monitor your usage. So, memory at 23. Okay, and our displacement is looking quite fine. It's not bad at all. Yep, so that's some good displacement. What you would do with this is you adjust your foot placement and all that with that. So, and if your memory usage is too high, what you would do is, if it unfreezes, you go to your subdivision and you'd increase your dicing scale. Do 2, do 3. The lower you go, the more memory you're going to use. The higher you go, the less memory you're going to use. So keep that in mind. My resources can afford 1. So I'm going to stick to 1, go back to render view. Yep. Okay, now what we're going to do is import our rock and import the rest of our little background assets. So let's go to bridge. Just maybe put them on this rock. So you want to download this, just 2K res, download. I already have some, so just gotta find the one I downloaded. I think it was this one. Go to files. Okay, so with these, what you want to do is you always want to use LOD 0. You're not doing this for a game engine. You don't need LOD 1, 2, 3, or 5. You just need LOD 0. So let's file. Let's go to 3D view. And let's import file, import FPX. Wait. Copy your location, File import FBX because they're in FBX format. LODO. Now what I do is I keep it right here, and I just keep it right here, and then when I get ready to put in my scene, I duplicate. But anyway, right now we need to import the material. So shader editor, new material. I can go out of here, and I can just Control-Shift-T. Same thing. Get LOD, should be LOD like 0 normal LOD, or just get this one. Oh, LOD 1, 0. Get the albedo, get the, you don't need a displacement for this, roughness. Yep, normal albedo roughness, that's all you need. Boom, done. Okay, now you just want to go ahead and drag this over and go back into your camera view. Just put that into the ground. I might want to put it like right over here to fill that up. Rotate it, drag it, and it fits right in. And that's the good thing about using Quixel. Let's give it a render. I just want to see something. Anyway, next, so yeah, download whatever you want to use. I'm going to grab this rock right here. I already have it downloaded, so yep, nice. Anyway, if your lighting is still looking whack, bro, again, just go to HDR Haven. Poly Haven, and just find the HDR you think would fit. Keep experimenting. There's a bunch of these. You don't need a well, I won't say that, but just keep experimenting. You can use this right here. You know, I might change mine to this. Actually, what I do is I middle mouse click a bunch that I want to experiment with. So right now I'm looking for ones with like a clear sky, so the background can be nice. Because I don't feel like compositing a background in. So yeah. Anyway, let me do this now. Let's just focus on our rock. Go to files, Control C that location, file, import FBX, grab that LOD 0. Make sure you click it again so you can actually have it selected in your active selections. Shader editor, Control-Shift-T, find your thingy. Oh, if your Control-Shift-T isn't working, make sure you have relative path checked. Okay. Because sometimes if you do it from like out of your C drive, it won't work. So LOD, O, albedo, and roughness. All you need. Wow. Okay. And then I can just Shift D because I want to keep it right there. Back up. Move it over. Looks kind of weird when it's that small, so I'll make it bigger. Let's see how it looks. Yep, that's fine. Now we're going to add some cliffs in the background. So what I used was I just used one and I just duplicated it around. So, but I mean, you can have so much fun with this and keep experimenting. Like, that's the beauty of it. If I can find the one I used this one in the thumbnail. Where is it at? Here it is. Good file. So just download it, you know. Just simply follow along. This is the easy part. You see how easy that is? All that we did was super easy. Import FBX, not OBJ. LODO. Then select again, add a material, shader editor, Control Shift T, got the location, Control V, and LODO normal. Simple as that. Like the 3D view. Again, don't get the 4K so you can keep your memory usage low. See, I'm only using 5 gigs of VRAM, which is 7 gigs. What the heck, bro? 7 gigs. Anyway, Shifty. And this would be like the last piece we grabbed. Then we'll go to lighting again. Now we're gonna make this a big clip. So bop, bada bang. That's all we need. Bada boom. Wrong one. So I'll just go to my solid and not render again. Just to make sure the ground and everything is cohesive. A word that I find very annoying now. But yeah. Yep, that matches. Okay, now we need to experiment with the lighting more. So back to HDRI, I mean Polyhaven. These are some nice HDRs you can use for the environment. I think I want to use. Well, honestly, I'm just going to download and test all these out. So I'm going to use this one right here. Now take a look at the environment render as well, so you can get another look. So download that. Oh, where's my HDR? Let's see. D. Picture library. HDR. I just drag and drop in here. So this is what again? Key RFI new. Okay. So I want to go in my render mode, and I want to go to world, shade editor world, and then I want to go ahead and grab a RFI new, and I want to keep the uncheck transparency, and then I want to rotate. You know, play with the sun. Well, that's kind of nice. Let's see. Kind of nice as well. I like it, but we can experiment again. So I Shift-D, and then I want to grab another one. So Rocky Ridge. How is the shadows looking on this one? I'm gonna download this as well. How is this one? Some pretty hard shadows, I'd say, but I'm gonna download as well. And drag that in there as well. So I want to experiment with all 3 of these HDRs. So ooh, I kind of like this one too. The shadows aren't really doing it for me though, but the way the lighting hits on the side is pretty nice. Let's see. I might want to fix this character. I kind of want to bring him up some. Yeah, rotate his leg a little bit. I just don't like the way how it's clipping into the ground. Yeah, I wrote that right there. Yep, there we go. But man, I like this HDR here. Let's try secluded beach. Ooh, there we go. I like this as well. That's some pretty harsh lighting, I'd say though. Man, that is sharp. But I like it. In this scenario, I like the hard shadows. Lighting is all about experimenting. Look at the detail that comes from the bump. See all of that fits. It all like fits right in and works well together. Let's go ahead and give it a render because this ground displacement isn't looking so well. And the viewport, just want to see how it is. Let's see. I want to keep experimenting though, so close all these out because I just used them. So I mean, yeah, no point in having that up still. I'm gonna experiment with this one. Where's another sandy looking one? I'll go with this. KRF5, same one. Go with that one. Dry field. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try this one. Ooh, wow, that light really bounces right there. I might go with this. But yeah, like this is just to show you what lighting is all about, you know, just keep experimenting. I'm gonna turn off overlays, so just bop, so you can get a nice or better view. But yeah, lighting's all about experimenting, man. There's so many HDRs that you can just download, grab, and drag and drop, you know, just to see what you like. Literally. Ooh, this is ugly. I don't like this. Thought it looked better, but no. Let me plug this one back up. See, this one was too bright. I don't like this one, nah. So if I had to compare all the ones I just downloaded, probably be a tie between this one at this angle and what else did I have that I like? Was it this one? Secluded Beach? I think it was this one. Yeah, it was this one too. Yep. I'm gonna go with this one right here. So that's pretty much just some basics of lighting. Now, if you want to be that person, you can add some rim lights. We're just going to experiment. Just shift click on your character, add light, area light. You know, this is the. I personally see there's just no reason to add area light, but it's kind of a trend. Well, it's been a trend for quite some time now, so we're just gonna add one and experiment. Just so I can show you guys. Always use nodes, and you don't use this strength. Use the node strength. I want to bring it up just a little bit. That's all. This is barely affecting the ground like that, so we don't need to make a whole new layer. Rim lighting is very situational. Up here, I would scale it down more. Bring the size down, increase the strength. I did not use rim lights for my thumbnail because it was not even necessary, like, at all. So I'm doing just some subtle stuff right now. This is to get you guys in the gist of using a rim light. Again, very situational. It's extremely not needed at all. It's just a style of Roblox that's really taking form. So yeah, and then in post effects, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some laser blast. So in order to get that, like, make sure the effects sits right, we're going to shift click on the barrel, add a point light, and this will act as a blue light for the laser muzzle. So let's see, increase the strength. I only want it up a little bit. Let's turn it off in the reflections, because so go to your object properties and turn off on glossy, because yeah, I don't want to show right there. Make up the strength. Yeah, I want to bring that up right there. Then I want to bring this over because this guy's going to have a gun too, so I can just shift click on the barrel again, then shift S, selection to cursor to quickly get that there. And bring this out some. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and give it a final render. And let's see, for your render settings, I'm gonna turn on denoise on mine. Samples, you can do 1,000 for this exterior scene. I guess I'll stick to I'll stick 1,000 for the thumbnail. Denoise, optics. So if you have an NVIDIA GPU, use optics. If you don't, just use the open image denoise. And just, yeah. So I think that's it. And just go ahead and render. And I will see you guys in the compositing. And then we're almost done. So, yeah. Okay, so this will be the last segment where we would do the compositing and all the post effects. So in Blender, once you finish your render, go to your compositing tab and use nodes. Now let's shift A, add a viewer node. We're gonna just be here for a hot second. We're not gonna do much compositing in Blender. Let's press V, Control V. Wait. I forgot how to zoom in. No. Okay. Well, I forgot how to zoom in, honestly. I remember how to zoom out, though. Hold on. Oh, well, I guess we can just drag that up. Or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay. All we're going to do is add a gloss. So just shift A, add a glow. I said gloss. Glare. There we go. Add a glare. Let's go to fog glow. Let's go to high. That's literally it. Bring the mix all the way to 1, because what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and we're going to put this in Photoshop and just put it over as a screen effect, so that way we can have more control and all that. So in a non-destructive workflow. So once you're done with that, we can just go to rendering. You can find viewer node and you can just image, save as desktop. Bam, render. render uno. Wait, glow render. RGB, don't do RGBA. Bop. And then we can also do render results and image save as OG render. Okay, now we can go to Photoshop. Of course, you need Photoshop. I'm going to break this down to you. So just a bunch of post correction. I'm not going to do this exact post stuff. I'm just going to teach you how to do the flares, a little bit of color correct, laser blast, and the fog, little sand and stuff. But I want to give you guys an example of like the roughness on the helmets. So right here, you can tell that it's obvious roughness from that technique. Right here on the shoulder pad, you can see it all right there. That is a result of adding your own little like bump maps, roughness maps. It's in the top right here, right there. It's in it's part of the shoulder. You can see the bumps. This crack was manual. I'll show you how to do that as well. Let's see. You can look all right here. So yeah, see how well the visors fit and all that. So let's go to file. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, file, open desktop, find that thing. OG render. Let's file, place embedded. Find the glow render. And we're gonna set this to screen. Boom, boom, and we can just change the opacity, manually adjust. So yeah, I guess first thing we'll do is start off with a little bit of laser blast. So let's just go to Google, type in flare effect, and we can just grab something subtle, not like that, not like this. Was this in 4K? Hold on. Image size. I swear I thought this in 4K, bro. I'm heated. I did. I swear I did. I swear I put this in 4K. Alright, whatever. So, let's see. Flare. There we go. Something simple as this, and I can just go ahead and edit, paste. Works. Let's see. Edit, free transform. So we need, put it back to normal real quick so we can just get rid of any hard edge, any obvious hard edge from our effect. When that happens, it sucks. Whoa, what did I just press? Oh, okay. Screen. Duplicate again. Let's see, duplicate layer. Just drag it right here. Edit, free transform, not perspective. Don't apply. Edit, free transform. Let's it's funny, I don't use Photoshop hotkeys like how I use Blender hotkeys. But yeah. Then we can put Star Wars laser blast effect. Or just put laser blast. Laser blast effect. And a good one should pop up. You just gotta look. Here we go. You can just copy this. I probably would not use this one. There's a better one out there. Here we go. These are some classic ones. Let's see. Edit, paste. You can go ahead and switch to 100% hardness and then delete that. Because we just need one. Switch that to screen. Maybe make it a little more cyan. So color overlay, effects color overlay, and put color, make it cyan, very cyan. Ouch, that hurt my ears. color. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, let's see. That should be good. Convert to smart object. Or is it rasterize? Yeah, rasterize. Then screen, then edit, free transform. And what we need to do is we need to change the perspective. Actually, no, that's fine. Kind of works. I duplicate it, and all these over here for backup. I'll select this one, and I will just edit the perspective on that one. So edit transform, perspective transform. Let's see, let's bring it in. Wrong thing, don't apply. Let's do free. I think you just press Control T. Nah, it's Alt then, it's Alt. Where's Shift? No, it's not Shift. I swear it was Alt, bro. Okay, whatever. Control. I'm pressing Control to perspective shift. Okay, there we go. And then I will just scale it up. And then, yep. And then apply that. That's fine. And then we can select this one and just edit, free transform. We don't need to change perspective for this one because it's kind of facing up to the side already, like well enough. Yeah. I just want to be halfway. And then I put it back to 0 hardness and just erase. And let's see. Readjust. Okay, now we're going to do some smoke. So just go to sand effect. You just do this, and honestly, you just spam this up. So just copy image, Photoshop, paste, screen, free transform. You want to balance it out. Then increase the size. Then we do it again. I grab another one. Not that one. Maybe this one. No, it needs to be black. This might work. These are clouds, I think. Those are clouds. Those are sand. But if it works, it works. This paste not working. There we go. Screen. Yes, you still kind of. What the heck? Don't apply. Edit, free transform. And just bring it out a little bit. And again, get rid of the hard edge that comes from copy and pasting. If you want to do this more legit way, you can just grab a smoke brush or make one. Just YouTube how to make a smoke brush, and you can just brush it all around if you want to be like that guy. You know, that's not using Google effects. You know, to me it doesn't matter. I'm a render artist. I don't really do that much stuff like this. And then I want to put some above the sand. Got this one. Like this, I like this one a lot. If you aren't getting these effects exactly, you just have to click on a bunch. It looks like sand, and then eventually these ones will pop up, the good ones. Again, an alternative is to actually go to YouTube and Photoshop how to do smoke, and you have way more freedom doing that. Because I mean, it is just way better. It's like with the brush, you can just manually put it anywhere and not worry about half of this stuff. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. And bring it over here. And delete, erase a little bit of that. Then I kind of want to bring it up. So duplicate again. And bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Kind of want to delete this a little bit. Yep. That's fine right there. And then I kind of want to group all of these effects. These. I want to group these, so just. And then rename it to smoke. And then decrease the opacity a little bit. All right. And then for the cracks, like all you gotta do is crack effect. You just gotta save one of these out as a PNG. There's a good one. Yeah, try to find PNGs because it'd be better. Well, I can't find the one I found, but so what you would do is I'll just copy it over. Let's see, let me effects. Here we go. I'll just show you guys here exactly what I did. So I have my sand effect, not sand, crack effect. Oh, I did. I just copied it. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I just copied from Google, set it to multiply because of white backgrounds. All you have to do is copy. How did I forget so fast? Edit, paste, set to multiply, edit, free transform. Kind of want it right here, just like that, like right off the shoulder pad. And then I want to go ahead and add curves to it. Just put it under all the smoke and stuff. I mean, not the curves, add the levels. And then what you want to do is make sure it only affects the layer below it, so the cracks. And you want to just adjust the levels of this. And you kind of want to decrease the opacity as well. Let's see. Yeah, and as you can see, it fits right in. You can just do this for a lot of stuff, so yep. That's that. And then what you want to do is do some color correct. Let's add a brightness contrast. Bring the contrast up maybe a little bit. Color correction makes a huge difference, as you saw in the preview. Bring the vibrance in. Kind of want to bring this up some. Yeah, yep. Add a color balance. Always helps. Go with this kind of tone more. And this is way too much. What about this? I'm really just playing around with values. That's all this is. Just experimenting with values. There is no specific value that fits all. Photo filter. Wait, let me go back to color balance. Oh my god, shut up, Discord. Anyway, color midtones. Switch to shadows. Yep, I like that. Let's see. I want to add a. Oh, I did the photo filter right here. Turn it off. Let's see. Turn it back on. Yeah, I want to keep this photo filter. Bring the density up just a little bit. No density. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's see. And in the color lookup, I'm just gonna do this a subtle way. So, boom. Just find something that looks like it'll work for you. I just passed one that I liked. I think it was this one. And you can probably just throw the opacity really. Then what I do, I know there's a quick way of doing this, just select all, duplicate, convert to smart object. This will just make it all into one if you're using 22, but if you're not using Photoshop 22, you will have to convert to smart object and then merge all layers. So Yeah. And then I like to go to filter, camera raw filter. No, not camera raw filter. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Actually, you could go into camera raw filters and play with the settings, like add some noise and stuff. There's ways you can do it right here, but I mean, I would use monochromatic noise and really lower the amount. Then I kind of want to do like a radio blur. Radio blur. Like really subtle. It kind of makes it look more actiony. So best. Ooh, that's way too much. I remember back in the day, I was doing this a lot. This is like such a neat thing to do. I haven't done this in a while. I just remembered about doing this. But like, bro, I used to abuse this so much back then. I was in the store, right? No, it was in Blur. It was Radio Blur. So yeah, you just need to kind of readjust. But yeah, I wish it was more. It was. You were able to preview it because this sucks having to control Z to go back every single time. It's not like correct. Bring it over just a little bit and up, definitely up. And I'll bring the amount to like 3. Yeah, yep. Look, I like this a lot. Now it looks cinematic. You can be a super cool person and just drop some black bars and make it look super cinematic. Yeah, buddy. There we go. And then you can add your text made by your name here, made by Cubagito. Me all day. Anyway, wow. Yeah, guys, that's kind of it. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next tutorial, which will be next weekend. We're going to try to do it every weekend. I want to try to actually do it now. But yeah. Yep, that's all. Bye-bye.